Today I'll be breaking down the film Pulp Fiction, directed by Quentin Tarantino. First, we'll look at formalism. That's just a fancy way of saying the movie looks and sounds like a movie on purpose. It's not trying to be realistic like a documentary. It's bold, it's colorful, and the dialogue is way cooler than people actually talk. The biggest trick here is in the narration. Tarantino takes a normal story, chops it into pieces, and throws them into a blender. We see characters die and then show up in the next scene, perfectly fine because the timeline is out of order. This forces you to stop worrying about what happens next and enjoy the moment you're in. Next, I'm going to talk about the genre. This is a crime movie, but it doesn't really act like one. Tarantino usually in movies he tries to make them like funny and stuff like that. Usually in a crime film, hitmen are mysterious and scary. Here they spend minutes arguing about what a quarter pounder is called in the Netherlands. Tarantino also messes with the backstory a little bit. Usually we get a long, boring scene explaining why characters are the way that they are. In Pulp Fiction, the backstory for the famous gold watch is told through one bizarre, hilarious monologue by Christopher Walken. It gives us enough history to care, but keeps the movie moving fast. It mocks the serious tropes of the old gangsters movies by making the history as weird as possible. Now let's talk about like the vibe and the pace and the rhythm. This movie is famous for the lull. Most action movies are consistent explosions and people dying and all that, but the rhythm here is slow and talky, followed by a sudden burst of violence. Think about a long, quiet car ride before a chaotic shootout. That contrast makes the action feel 10 times more shocking. However, if we were being honest, the pace can drag sometimes. Some scenes, like the long conversation in the boxing club, feel like they could have been trimmed. The movie occasionally falls in love with its own voice and forgets to get to the point. So, what's the final word? Pulp Fiction works because it cares more about being cool than being logical. By using formalism to make every shot look like a comic book and a weird narration to keep us guessing, Tarantino changed how movies are made. It's not a perfect story. The plot is actually pretty simple if you put it in order, but the pace and the genre flip make it feel like a masterpiece. It reminds us that movies don't have to follow the rules to be great. They just have to be memorable.